Hello, this is Broyar, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play series for Hearts of Iron 4 and the brand new DLC that just came out, Man the Guns. It actually came out today as of the day of this recording. So, I've actually been excited to play Hearts of Iron 4 for a while. I've been playing obviously through, if you've seen any of my History of Paradox series, if you will. I started off with Crusader Kings, went to EU4, tried to do Victoria 2 and failed miserably, but I knew I wanted to get to EU4 for sure, because this is a game I've been looking forward to playing for a while. I've had it for a while, I just haven't had the time to get into it. And around that time, I think we finished Victoria 2 several months back, but I knew they'd already announced the Man the Guns, the DLC. They didn't announce a date yet, so I didn't know when it was going to come out, and I really didn't want to start a game and then like be partway through it, and then the Man the Guns thing comes out, and I'm like, oh man, I wish I'd been playing that. So I decided to put everything on hold and wait for that, which is fine. I had a lot of other things I was able to do, obviously a lot of Civilization lately, but I wanted to get into this. Man the Guns is out. I wanted to kind of get into it. Now, like I said, I haven't really played this game, so I've seen a lot of videos of this game. I kind of obviously get the idea. I've played other Paradox games. I played CK2 and Hearts EU4, obviously, and like I said, tried Victoria 2, and I've played a little bit of Stellaris as well. So obviously, I get the kind of the premise of the grand strategy idea and kind of getting into that a little bit. But there's also a lot of very uniqueness about Hearts of Iron 4 that I guess you're probably gonna have to bear with me a little bit, because I might mess up a little bit here and there. I might not do things quite as optimally as I should, and I'm probably not making things easier for me by the country that I decided to play as, because as a continuation of our History of Paradox series, I'm going to be playing as Colombia down here, which seems crazy. Technically, I tried to do Victoria 2 a little bit, and Vicky 2, right? Yeah, I tried to do that a little bit, and so I'm going to pretend like that went mostly okay, and just that we're still in the area, because that's where we left with EU4. Is our capital is technically up here in Haiti, but we had all of this territory down here, and so I've decided that Colombia will be what we're going to play as here. I'm hoping it's exciting. It does not get a normal focus tree. It just gets a generic focus tree here, which there's both good and bad. I mean, it's obviously not exciting. It's not going to get the, you need a ultra wide monitor to see, focus tree of like England or something like that. In fact, if we come up here and look at, I bet if we look at the U.S., can we see your focus tree? I can't remember. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, if you look at United States' focus tree, I mean, it's just ultra wide. It goes on and goes on and goes on and goes on and goes on. That's cool and all, but one bonus I think of having the smaller focus tree, which maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like it's at least a momentary bonus, is that it limits my choices. And choice, is a great, the thing that makes things more complex in some ways. And so by limiting our choices, we can really maybe, not to use too much of a pun here, focus a little bit more on our focus tree and really kind of pick which paths we want to go down. So I think it's going to be okay. Again, hopefully it's not too boring in that context, but we'll see how things go. Colombia starts as a democratic nation. Let's pull this back up. A democratic nation. We're actually 99% democratic and 1%. What is the 1%? I think it's communist, isn't it? Let's see. Is there a way to see this better? It's not going to let me. There it is. Oh, I had it for a second. Communist, yep. So we're 1% communist, 99% democratic. And so really the cool thing about EU4 and any of the Paradox historical games, I should say, is that it's less about winning the game. There's really no real win conditions a lot of the times. It's about the story that you tell. And so that's why I feel like, even though this may not be the most exciting focus tree and all that kind of stuff, but we actually have just generic units. If we come over here and look at some of this, if I go look at our fighters and things of that nature, we got Fighter 1, Fighter 2, nothing exciting there, nothing truly historical there, but it's the story that we tell. And the story that we want to tell here as Colombia is, I want to take over South America, honestly. Or at the very least, I want to form Grand Colombia, which in its own right might actually be harder than taking over South America, because not only do you need to take over parts of South America, but you also got to take out Panama. And so Panama is very much protected by the United States. And if you start getting into that, actually, you know what? I say that. I assumed we had to take the Panama Canal to be taking Panama, and so we had to deal directly with the United States. That actually may not be the case. We might still be able to find a way to go after Panama without necessarily pulling the United States into it and being able to form Grand Colombia. And there's actually an achievement that if you get 10 aircraft carriers and 10 battleships and form Grand Colombia, that there's an achievement for that. So that'd be kind of cool to go for as well. Couple things, other things about Colombia is we do have a couple naval bases or naval spots up here on the in the Caribbean Sea, but we also have the option or the opportunity, I should say, to put some stuff over here on the Pacific Ocean as well, which, you know, most of the people are going to have to go through the Panama Canal, where we might have some opportunities to, you know, do some stuff in both the Caribbean and the Pacific Ocean just by putting some naval dockyards over here and things like that. So we have a little bit of flexibility based on our location. And like I said, there's a lot of these little countries, little low-lying countries here. I say low-lying, they're actually mountainous, but what I meant to say was low-lying in the sense of world importance, if you will. And so it's possible that we can kind of take out some of these countries and not raise too much tension in our, you know, against us and stuff like that. And eventually maybe we can get strong enough to be able to go ahead and take out some of these holdings that United Kingdom, Netherlands, and France have as well, because they are, you know, overseas holdings, and it's unlikely they're going to have super strong units or, you know, large number of units over here. And I think it'd be awesome if we could ever get to the point where we could take out, you know, March of the Caribbean and the Central America and stuff like that. If we could reform basically the empire we had at the end of EU4, that would be pretty awesome. And I think that would be, I would consider that a very strong success. So on that note, I think I was thinking about it. I was actually reading up a little bit online of kind of some thoughts and suggestions of how to play Colombia. And two of the suggestions are, for one, don't stay democratic. So the two options are go communist or go fascist. And we're already 1% communist, but I feel like going fascist might open up some doors for us. So I think we're going to try to push ourselves more fascist than communist, and definitely not staying democratic. So I think that's the goal we're going to go for, and see how that works for us. Also, we are going to be focusing primarily on our army, our ground forces, at least initially. Once we start taking out some of these neighbors, excuse me, as a little bit of a yawn there, apologies. Once we start taking out some of these neighbors, I think the goal will be to possibly get up a little bit more of a navy with maybe some aircraft carriers and some fighters and things like that, so that we can maybe possibly take out some of these other areas and things of that nature. So I think that's the goal. I think that's the plan. Possibly, very likely, Ecuador will be our first target, followed very closely by Peru after that. And then who knows after that? We'll have to see where we're going. I do think it'd be very critical, but just because of all the mountains and things of that nature, at some point, as early as possible, to come over here and pick up, you know, some mountain infantry to give us a little bit of advantage there. We're not going to be able to really take advantage of very much, you know, tanks and other mechanized type things, just because of all the mountains and the jungles at some point. So I think focusing on infantry and then having some supporting artillery will be a kind of a key part of our strategy. So what other things do I want to show off real quick? Where is... I haven't played this really. I played it a couple hours just to kind of play around with it a little bit, just to try it out. But I'm still a little, like I said, still new to it. There we go. Resource. We do have, you know, some oil, so that's a thing. But we are gonna have to trade for everything else. One good thing is that once we, if we take out Peru, we're gonna get a little bit of tungsten from that, so that's gonna be a little helpful. And there's a ridiculously large amount of oil over here in Venezuela if we can, you know, eventually go after them. So that's a possibility. Excuse me, sorry, I had to mute myself for just a second. So yeah, there's a lot of new things in Man the Guns that, you know, some big changes to how naval stuff works. They need, you know, how fuel works and things of that nature. I don't know enough about the game before that to really tell you guys what the new stuff is. So unfortunately, if you want to see kind of somewhat the new stuff is and kind of get a detailed overview of the differences and the changes, you will probably have to go, you know, look up some other videos from somebody else. But we're also hopefully going to learn about these new things as we go through the game. And I'm just realizing, wow, it's very subtle. I don't know. I don't know if it's showing up on the YouTube video very well, but the rain effects and the thunder, that's actually really cool. I like the way that looks. Sorry, I got distracted, but that was cool. What is this we got here? We got Cundinamarca. There's some airplanes, a few, not a lot. Goodness, sorry. Mute myself again. Try not to cough on you guys or anything like that. So, and I think we have, what, 2 ships? Like, we got, like, a whole lot of nothing. We have 15 convoys up here that we're going to need to use to try and get a few things in and things like that. So, that's kind of the state of things. So, what are we going to do first? Well, first things first, I think we need to figure out what do we need to do to kind of push towards fascism. Is that going to be something that's in our national focus or anything like that? Let's see here. This one grants daily communism support. This one grants daily fascism support. So we may want to push towards political effort and come down this way just to try and get the fascist support coming in as quickly as possible. Although I do think a very quick follow-up after that will be the industrial effort. I also think, where is it? Getting the extra research slots is going to be very, very important as well as just focusing on army in general. Man, that time I was muting for a yawn. I'm having to mute all over the place here. I apologize. I don't know what's up with the yawning and the coughing and everything in between. So, I'm thinking going towards political effort first and working our way down this way. Another option would be, let's see, it would be here. Getting a political advisor at some point that possibly, isn't there a political advisor that pushes towards, yep, daily fascism support right here. Oh, Julio Valdez here. I'm sure he's probably the uncle of Juan Valdez. I'm sorry. But he's going to make us lots of fascist coffee here. And I think that's the goal here. To go down that road and do something of that nature. We don't have enough support for this one yet. Where's our... There it is right there. Political power, we're at 2. Get 2 a day, so eventually we'll be able to plug that guy in as well. What else do we want to do? Alright, so let's go ahead and do this. I think we are going to go ahead and go for political effort. And start this one. And again, come down this direction. Oh, wait a minute though. We can't come down this way unless our current ruling party is either fascist or communist or not aligned. So we might not even want to do this until we can get a little bit of fascist stuff in the first place. Interesting. Okay, so we'll have to kind of see how that goes then. I'm still tempted to start with this one just so I'll know when this is available. And it'll give us a little bit of political power as well, which we can plug the other guy in pretty quickly after that. So we'll start with that. What else are we going to do? We're going to go into research. I think we're going to come over here. I think usually the meta, if you will, is usually come over here and pick up, where is it? The tech research speed. I think is usually a pretty good start. Oh, required. Oh, I forgot the top one, of course. And probably over here with the industrial side of things and get some of the industrial stuff going. Let's see here. I guess we have to start with this one, right? Production efficiency seems like a good idea. So I think we'll start with that as well. We've only got 2 research slots. Obviously, we want to get those maxed out as soon as possible. What else we got going on? We got some free civilian factories. And probably a good idea to keep building some more, maybe some more civilian factories at this point. Trying to think. I guess we can get some more factories going. How many do we got? We got 7 total factories. Where's our factories? 2 of 4, 6 of 6. And that means we only have 1. Do we only have 1 military factory, really? Let's see, what am I looking for? Production. We have 1 military factory. So, yeah, I mean, I guess that's what we're going to go do. Is at least max out our factories, and then... I guess we could build military factories too, though. And we are going to want more military factories, of course. How many territories we got? We got enough room for 3 more factories. So actually, since we don't only have that much room, we may need to get more military factories right away instead of focusing on the civilian factories. All right, that's fine. Let's put some military factories here. Honestly, we're just going to go ahead and knock out all 3 of them. It's going to give us 4 military factories, which isn't a lot. We're a small country. We got a lot of growing to do. Missing equipment production. All right, so missing what? Oh, we need support equipment. Okay, fair enough. Let's see here. I mean, we're not going to... we're not going to have enough factories for all of it. But we'll go ahead and do that. As we get some of these military factories, eventually they'll be able to come online and get us some of the support equipment coming in as well. So that's fine. We'll start with that. No divisions in basic training. We'll look at that here in a sec. Insufficient resources. So we need some steel. We'll probably need to trade for some steel. Let's see here. We're just going to use some of our civilian factories. I mean, we can trade with the United States for right now, I guess. Problem is that we don't need that much. You know what? No, we're not going to do that. I think we still make stuff even at a discount. I think it's just really slow, right? Let me see here. Construction, not that one. I want production. Like, we're still making things. We're just going slower because of the need for, yeah, reduced speed. So we're okay-ish. We will eventually, hopefully, be able to get some more stuff going for that. Unassigned divisions, no divisions in basic trading. So divisions unassigned, I guess we will... I'm just going to grab all my divisions. Is this all my divisions? And I guess assign them... How do I assign them to this? How do I assign you? Why is it not doing that? Oh. What is this? What was the differences here? Oh, that's an army group, and this is just a new army. Got it. All right. Not too... Come on, I can figure this out. Come on. All right, so there's our Colombian theater. Nothing really too major. We'll probably just have them... we'll probably have them... Let's see here. Where are our... Let's see here. Can just have them garrison for now. I mean, we're not really going to be doing much. Although I could also be getting ready for a quote-unquote battle of sorts if we do want to go after Ecuador at some point, which might be okay. You know what? Let's try that. Let's try doing an offensive line. That's not what I'm going to do. I was garrisoning. Let's do this. Okay, that's fine. The other thing will be removed. Can I draw an offensive line here? Oh, because I don't have anything going there. Can I draw just a front line? I'm just going to draw a front line to Ecuador. And if I assign you guys, right? That's assigning you guys there. Looks like you guys are moving there. Did I do that right? 6 divisions, army. Okay. I think we're okay. Again, I see people doing this online, but I don't see their actual mouse clicks, so it's kind of hard to see exactly what they're doing. So that's fine. So I think our army's going to be down there. We're going to get a front line against Ecuador, and eventually we may figure out how to go to war against them at some point. And then no divisions being trained. At some point, we are going to want to get some mountain divisions probably trained up. I think we get a free mountain division, like a free division design once we train the mountain troops, so we won't worry about it until then. How many manpower? We have a very small manpower. I mean, we're going to need more people at some point, right? That's not what I want. I want to do... Okay, so that's how you add the units. I mean, they're very much low on equipment. But I just want to get some stuff trained, I would assume. Let's just put them here in... Can I assign you to this army? No. I thought there was a way to assign the troops to the army. Maybe there is, and I'm just doing it wrong. Which is probably exactly how it's going to work. I'll get this stuff figured out, I promise. And then we'll be rolling very smoothly at some point. I think it's... We'll put you in a target. We'll just put you here in the middle. Isn't there... I know there's a way. I thought there was. Oh, here we go. And we're going to assign you to this front line down here. Perfect. Okay, so there we go. I knew I was going to figure it out. So that's going to be 4 troops. I guess that's enough for now. It's a thing. And we'll just do that for a while. And we'll come back to that here in a little bit. All right, so that's that. We're at least training some stuff. We got some stuff going. We got some research going. We got the focus going. Sure. I think we're okay for the moment. I think we can go ahead and finally unpause. I do want the iron coming in, but man, is there a way to just get 2? I don't think so. I think it has to be the full. I don't think there's a partial amount here, so it definitely. But it's only going to use 1 factory. But you know what? We don't have to be in a huge hurry right this second. I think we're going to be fine. So we're going to go ahead and unpause and get this game rolling. 20 minutes into the game, we finally unpause. Apologies if I've already bored you to sleep. Managed Tower took a little bit of a jump. I'm guessing because of things that are training. Possibly. Or for other reasons. Stability is at 64%. War support's at 50%. We do have 8 total factories. 15 convoys. Currently not being used at the moment. You know what? I don't know. Maybe we should go ahead and trade just to get some stuff coming in. Like how quickly? We're only building. Where's our production? It's building pretty slow. I mean, we need both steel though and ammunition if we are, or sorry, ammunition, aluminum. Goodness, learn to read if we're going to do both of these. So, you know what? I'm going to do this just because I want to see it. I'm going to go ahead and trade for 1. It's probably silly, but I just kind of want to do it just to have it and just to kind of see the difference and see how things look. So we're getting this in. We're actually starting to get a lot more. We're getting up to 7.24 per day, and I'm sure that I think that's going to start climbing up as our factory becomes more and more efficient. I'm also going. Oops, sorry, my mouse just went off the screen and started scrolling. Obviously going at a very slow speed right this second. I will speed that up here momentarily. I just want to make sure we're looking around at things. Here's the we can revive Bolivar's legacy. That's a decision we can get at some point to. That's actually how we become Grand Colombia, to be able to take. Looks like we need Pastaza, Loreto, and Panama, and Ecuadorian states and Venezuelan states. So we got a lot of work ahead of us if we're going to get to that one. So the research is going, obviously, like I said, very slowly. Political efforts going very slowly. All right, let's go ahead and speed things up. There's no reason not to go a little bit faster as we're kind of getting things going here. Honestly, I don't know if there's any reason not to go just max speed for the moment. I mean, we're starting in 1936. So we got time to kind of get some things moving. And the world is going to be doing its thing, kind of independent of us for the most part. So I don't think we have to worry about it too much. But we're going to be doing our little thing here. Command power is growing. Okay, that's interesting. There's our fuel. Okay, so fuel. 1 second, because this is the new thing. Fuel. Current fuel, 24K. Daily gain, 528. We're not consuming any. Okay. Oh, we're about to be. Looks like we're about to be capped out on how much fuel we have. You will fill your fuel capacity in 1 month. Fuel is generated by your country's excess oil. Okay. And we can increase our fuel capacity by building silos. Fuel is used by tanks and mechanized units, ships, and planes, and is delivered using supplied lines. All right, fair enough. That's interesting. So we're about to be capped out on that. So that's a thing. I mean, I guess both good and bad. It's good because we'll have plenty of fuel available when time comes. Bad because, well, then I'm assuming you're not getting anything else from that fuel. It's just going to sit there capped out, and we're going to be gaining nothing at that point. What we got going on here? Decisions available. Promises of peace. At peace, more than 20% warp support, less than 100% stability. Daily political power gain goes down. Weekly stability goes up. Weekly war support goes down. I don't know that we need to be promises of peace. I think we're okay. I think we are okay. Yep, we're going to be fine. I think I'll go ahead and right-click that one, let that one go away. Bogota. Got another, I guess we got another airfield up here. 0 of 800 planes. This one's kind of 400 planes. We can hold 1,200 planes between our 2 airfields. It's a decent number. I bet we just get 100 planes. That'd be more than anybody around here is going to have. That'd probably be plenty for whatever air superiority we need. How are we producing? How's our construction going? I mean, very slowly, obviously, but that's just going to be the way it is. Used factories 4, max factories 15. But it's that max factories is smaller than 15, right? Oh, it's max factories that can be used. That's right. Okay. So we have 7 total civilian factories. We got 3 here, 1 there, and 4 here. Okay, fair enough. So if we weren't trading right now, we would actually be producing this thing 20% faster because, you know, 1 factory is 20% of our available factories. So there's that, you know, to kind of think about. And I can always stop the trade, I suppose, at some point. We're about to get our political effort, which, you know, again, some political power, which will allow us to pick up this guy and start going towards the fascism side of things. Oh, I've been paused this whole time. I apologize. I'm sitting here talking and blah, whatever. Was not paying attention to the fact that I was paused. All right, so we are now full of fuel. And I'm assuming the excess does not go anywhere. I'm assuming it's just a thing. World news. The remilitarization of the Rhineland. Okay, so things are happening in Europe. Of course, makes sense. All right, so we got our national focus done. And so, can we pick this one up? I don't think we can we? Yeah, we can't pick this up until we get... Making sure I was reading that correctly. I assumed I was. We can't pick this up until one of these things is true. Probably the thing that happens first is that we will be not aligned first, and then we'll go from there. So we're going to go ahead and go down to industrial effort, I think. This is going to get us some research bonus for industry, but also get us down here towards these extra research slots that we're going to need at some point. And modified government. Oh yeah, that's right, because we have enough points. So we're going to go ahead and grab you, and we're going to go ahead and pick up the fascism guy. So now daily fascism support will start to grow ever so slightly. I think, I assume. Did I do that right? Oh, okay. I was reading that wrong. His is showing up as a green +10, and it was showing up as a red +10 there because it's obviously, I guess, against our current ideology, but it was throwing me off. I was like, it looked like it was going negative. I was like, red is negative. But no, we're getting the support at the moment, and yeah, total of +0.1. Good to see. Okay, let's go here. We got the electronic engineering, so that's going to give us the extra research speed. And I think at this point, we'll just come over here and get this research speed as well. And just keep going down that route. So yeah, there's our research speed starting to add up a little bit. Decisions available. Oh, I already said that one can go away. I guess I can click this, right? Yep, don't be notified about that one. Because we are not going to go, we're not going to be peaceful. I mean, I'm sure it might have been fine to take that for a little bit. I'm sure there was some bonuses there. The increased stability obviously would not be bad. But I think our stability is going up now, isn't it? Well, I guess it's not going up. It's just at a certain level. World news, the Spanish Civil War. All right, so we got the Spanish Civil War going on, which is... Come on. Over here. So we'll see. We can kind of keep an eye on that. See how the fascists are doing over here. Republican Spain versus Nationalist Spain. I was going to say, that's the nationalist one, right? Yeah, okay. Nationalism versus communism. I guess it's random. I think either side could win. I did put on historical focus trees. So a lot of the people are going to be going, they're going to be focusing on what they did historically. So I expect the fascists to win here. Research finished. There's our +10 efficiency there. Max factories in a state +20%. Factory output goes up and dockyard output goes up. Or max factories is +20%. Production efficiency goes up. Production efficiency base, factory output is increased, dockyard output, etc., etc. So we're more vulnerable to bombings if we are dispersed, but I have a feeling we're not going to be facing too many bombings anytime soon. So I'm actually kind of leaning towards going down this route anyway, just because I don't think bombings will be a thing for us. Yeah, I just better... This one's got factory output is 15%. This one's got factory output is 10%. And dockyard output is 10%, which is the same. But it also has conversion speed goes up, production efficiency goes up, production efficiency retention goes up. I don't know, we'll go with this. Why not? It feels like a good move for us based on our situation. It looks like nationalist Spain is definitely advancing pretty heavily over there. All right, so we got our guys over here on the border doing their thing. How's our training going? Recruit. Not. Oh, not enough manpower. Okay, or equipment. Okay, fair enough. So we do need the infantry equipment and the support equipment. Oh, fair enough. Okay, we got the manpower. So the manpower is there. So once we start getting some of the equipment, we'll be okay. I thought they at least trained a little bit, and then just didn't get all the way until you got the equipment. Maybe I misunderstood how that worked. Obviously, I did. So infantry equipment is coming from here. Okay, we need this much for reinforcements, and then we'll start getting some more for our other stuff. Okay, that's fair. Okay, that sounds good. Makes sense to me. Oh, I'm still paused. World news. More money for the army then. Second London Naval Treaty signed. Decisions available. Treaty of Addis Ababa. Italy took one state. Things were annexed. Lots of military equipment seized. Ban fascism or ban communism. I don't know that I want to spend points just to ban communism. If it would give us fascist support as well, that'd be different. But I don't think we need this. We definitely don't need the ban fascism. So that is not going to happen. So I don't think either one of those is necessary for what we're trying to do. Oh, we also have improved working conditions. Consumer goods factories, 5%. Weekly stability goes up. Factory output goes down. I mean, it would be good to have more stability. Don't get me wrong. But I don't know if we can afford to have our factory output go down. Although, it's not like we have a lot of factories anyway. So 10% of 5 is a very small amount. Or I guess whatever it is, 6 or something like that we have currently actually working. Consumer goods factories, 5%. What does that mean? Oh, I think that means, let me see. If we come back over here to the construction, currently consumer goods factories are taking up 33%. Does that mean they only take up 5% of our factories? I don't know if that's what that means, but I'm actually tempted to try and take it just to see what happens. Why not? We'll be nice. We'll be kind fascists or future fascists. Let's improve working conditions and see what happens. It's only for 180 days. I mean, it does take up political power, but I kind of want to see what it does. Okay, so now we're still at 33%. Oh, it goes up. It actually went up. Okay, so it was a positive number, not a flat number. It was in addition to your current consumer goods of 33%, you're going to go up by another 5%, which didn't make any impact on us because we're at such a low number that 3 is what it's going to be at. But it did lower our factory efficiency. So that maybe not the best one to get, but hey, getting our stability up, I think is a good thing. So hopefully in the long run, it actually works good for us. So we got a research bonus for industry, so that's good. And I think, again, we're going to come down this route to get to these extra research slots as soon as possible is kind of the goal here. This will actually give us an extra additional civilian factory, which is awesome, and a building slot, some more civilian factories. This will add some infrastructure, and some more things. These over here will start adding some military factories, which, would be good to get at some point. But we'll start with this side. Again, trying to get to that research as soon as possible and go that route. Okay, so yeah, we're doing that. And then research. Yeah, we're trucking along as best we can. And actually, I think we're going to put a cut in there. No, not a lot did not happen so far. I mean, it's still pretty early in the game, but I'm going a little bit slow. I'll try to get things going a little bit faster in the coming episodes, but I want to kind of lay the foundation, lay the groundwork. I do would appreciate if anybody has any feedback or comments or thoughts. Please feel free to let me know. Please like this because, again, this is the first episode of a series, so likes definitely do make a difference. And please subscribe if you haven't already because, if you want to see more videos like this or other strategy games and things of that nature, or simulation games. I do a lot of those as well. So I do appreciate you watching, and I hope you join me again next time. Thank you, and goodbye.